What if Deku had Salem's powers? Chapter 11. Rico vs Bakugo. The other matches quickly came and went. Ibara won her match against Kaminari by using her vines to insulate Kaminari's electricity and then binding him up in them. The winner of the next match was Tenya. Unfortunately for Kinako, her spores weren't able to spread fast enough to stop Tenya in his tracks, and so she was kicked out of the arena. However, she did manage to block Tenya's exhaust, causing his engines to stall, but only after she had been kicked. Great idea to try and block my exhausts. If we fought in a larger arena, you would have most likely won, Tenya said, offering a hand to Kinako. Or if there was more humidity, Kinako said, taking his hand. Setsuna was able to win her match against Mina. Setsuna split her body in the several pieces to attack Mina from every angle. Mina found it very hard to hit Setsuna thanks to how my parts she had split into and Mina being thrown off by being hit by Setsuna's parts. Mina did think about covering herself in acid, but she decided to rather not dissolve her gym uniform and expose herself. After hundreds of hits, Mina fell to the ground unconscious. The match between Momo and Kendo was a quick victory for Kendo. Whilst Momo was able to create any weapon she wanted, she wasn't as skilled in using them as Kendo was in hand-to-hand combat. And thanks to Kendo's quirk, she was easily able to overpower Momo and forced her to surrender. The match between Tetsu and Kirishima was a draw. They had both knocked each other out after a long battle and their defenses had weakened. This led to a tiebreaker being scheduled for later. Now it was time for the final match of the first round, Rico vs Bakugo. Rico was currently in one of waiting rooms with her friends waiting to be called out. She was a bit nervous about going against Bakugo. "Don't worry Rico, you've got this," Kendo said. "Do I though? I mean, there's nothing in the arena that I can use my quirk on. And on top of that I'm going up against this Bakugo, he's scary," Rico said. "You're worrying too much. I doubt he'll go all out on you," Kendo said. "I'm sorry to tell you, but you're wrong," Izuku said. "Izuku?" Rico exclaimed. "Are you saying he won't hold back at all?" Kendo asked. "No, he won't. He always gives it his all. And be honest, it'll be very insulting to you if he did hold back. Holding back basically says that you're not a worthy fighter, which you aren't, Rico," Izuku said. Rico blushed. "Be honest Izuku. Does she stand a chance at beating him?" Kendo asked. "You really think I can beat him?" Rico asked. "I do, but to be honest with you, it's a low chance, but you have some advantages. The first and most important one is that he doesn't know what your quirk is," Izuku said. "But without anything to use it on, it's not much of an advantage," Kendo said. "That's where the second advantage comes in. You can use Bakugo's quirk against him," Izuku said. "Oh right. His explosions can tear up the ground, giving you something to use," Kendo said. "You're right. Thanks, Izuku," Rico said. "You're welcome. Now I'll leave you to come up with your own strategy. I believe I've helped you enough already," Izuku said. "You've done more than enough for me." "Thank you Izuku," Rico said. "You're welcome. Now I best be off." "Good luck," Izuku said. "See you around," Rico said. Izuku then left the room. "Well, would you look at that, your boyfriend came to your aid," Kendo teased. "Kendo," Rico yelled. Meanwhile, "Nice to see you helping your girlfriend," Salem said. "She's not my girlfriend," Izuku yelled. "Yet," Salem said. Shut up," Izuku said, his face going red. Hey folks. It's time for the final round of the first matches. Please welcome to the ring Katsuki Bakugo from Class 1AM and Rico Yanagi from Class 1B present," Mike announced. The crowd erupted in cheers. "Let's get this show on the road. 3, 2, 1 start," present Mike yelled. Rico quickly ran towards Bakugo whilst keeping low to the ground. Bakugo released an explosion when she got close. The explosion hit Rico directly in the face. It also destroyed part of the ground and created a huge cloud of black smoke. Shit, Bakugo thought. The black smoke from his explosion had created a smoke screen, blinding him of Rico's position. Bakugo backed up out of the smoke. Damn it. I got careless. I don't know who she is or her powers. I need to be more careful, Bakugo thought. Several small rocks covered in a purple hue shot out of the smoke in every direction. The rocks then turned in on Bakugo. With his quick reflexes he dodged several of the rock and blew some of them up with his quirk. However, due to the sheer number of them he couldn't stop them all and more were still coming out from the smoke. Bakugo grunted. Come out and face me, you coward, Bakugo yelled. Bakugo looked around the area for her. As he looked, something caught his eyes. Bakugo noticed Izuku up in the stands looking at him. Izuku noticed Bakugo looking at him and smirked. You bastard, Bakugo yelled before being cut off by a chunk of concert hitting him in the face. Bakugo grunted. Die, Bakugo yelled. Bakugo then swung his arm as he released an explosion. The explosion covered the area in front of him and tore up more of the ground. Bakugo then noticed a silhouette in the smoke. Nice try, bitch. But you can't hide forever, Bakugo yelled. Bakugo then blasted the figure. But it wasn't Rico. It was a decoy made of several chunks of concrete. The black smoke then cleared, revealing Rico, who was singed and covered in dust, and several chunks of concrete, of various size. It's over, Rico said. The chunks then flew at Bakugo. He raised his hand to blast them, but just before he could release the explosion, a chunk of concrete knocked his hand away. The resulting explosion made Bakugo lose his balance. A large chunk of concrete then flew at Bakugo. The chunk hit Bakugo in the stomach and proceeded to carry Bakugo back towards the edge of the arena. Bakugo is being pushed out. Is this the end of Bakugo present? Mike commentated. Damn you, Deku, Bakugo yelled. Bakugo then released two explosions in quick succession. The first was to maneuver himself out of the way of the concrete chunk. The second was to launch himself at Rico. Rico sent every piece to concrete she had under her control at Bakugo. That won't work a second time, bitch, Bakugo yelled. Bakugo maneuvered around them and then came face to face with Rico. Oh shit, Rico said. Die, Bakugo yelled. Bakugo released a huge explosion point blank at Rico. The blast sent Rico flying across the arena. She crashed to the ground and rolled out of the arena. Rico Yanagi is unconscious and out of bounds. Katsuki Bakugo is the winner, Midnight announced. Rico was then taken to the infirmary. A short while later Rico woke up. Rico. You're awake, Kendo said. Rico was only able to say before Kendo cut her off with a hug. After a moment Kendo pulled away. Since I'm here, I guess I lost, Rico said. Kendo sighed. Yes. You did lose. That Bakugo went way too far with that last attack. I'm going to give him a piece of my mind, Kendo said. Don't, Rico said. Ha, Kendo said. Izuku warned me that Bakugo wasn't going to hold back, and I still decided to fight. Also, do you think a villain would hold back against any hero, Rico said. I guess you're right, Kendo said. So, how long was I out, Rico asked. Not long. Your boyfriend's second match is about to start, Kendo said. He's not my boyfriend, Rico yelled. Yet Kendo teased. Rico blushed. Come on, we should be able to catch it if we hurry, Kendo said. Kendo then dragged Rico out of the cot and towards the stadium. Meanwhile, Izuku was making his way toward the entrance to the stadium. As he turned to corner he saw Bakugo standing in his way. What do you want, Izuku asked. You gave Ghost Girl that plan, didn't you, Bakugo said. And so what if I did? Why does it matter to you, Izuku asked. Bakugo grunted. Oh, I see. You feel threatened, that's it. You think your spot at the top is under threat by those you see as beneath you, Izuku said. You Bakugo yelled. Newsflash, tough guy. You're not at the top. You're not even close. All you are is a sad little boy with the ego and a flashy strong quirk. But let me tell you, strength will not bring you victory, Izuku said. Bakugo gritted his teeth. I have a match to get to, so move, or I will move you, Izuku said. Izuku walked past Bakugo, shoulder checking him. Bakugo just grunted and walked off. Alrighty folks. It's time for the first match of the second round. It's the powerhouse of the sports, Izuku Midoriya vs. the boy who has wormed his way this far, Hitoshi Shinso. Present mic announced. Wow. So flattering. Of course, you're the one who gets all the praise, Shinso said. Izuku remained silent. Guess there's no tricking you. This isn't going to end well, Shinso said. Izuku's body began to change back to its original colors. What's this? Izuku Midoriya is changing from. He's going back to normal. Why? Present mic questioned. What are you doing? Salem asked. Making this a fair fight. Which means no help from you, Izuku said. If that is what you wish, Salem said. Up in the stands. So, which from do you prefer? The creepy albino? Or the green cutie? Kendo asked. Kendo, Rico yelled. What is this? Taking pity on me? Shinso asked. Izuku just raised his right hand and taunted Shinso. Shinso smirked. Alright then, Shinso said. Start. Present mic announced. End of chapter 11.